Hi guys, so before I start, I'm about to get ready first. Whoops, I think I forgot something. One moment. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I am going to do a new video today, and it's very different and new to my usual content, like vlog, covers, and makeup tutorials. And so now this one, I have an idea. I will do videos like my favorite Halloween movies. So that is the one that I'm going to do today. So I have my list here. As you can see, I wrote them down. So yeah. So this is gonna be a long, like seriously, I have 2 pages of list in here, and it's very hard to wrote down all of the classic and very popular Halloween movies. So I'm not going to rank this like top 1 to 10 which are the best Halloween movies of all time. I'm not going to do that because it's very impossible. So this is my like a point of view of my favorite Halloween movies. So I'm just going to recommend some movies that I really loved and enjoyed, and I'm going to mention also the other movies that are quite good, and because of that, it's just I haven't watched any of other Halloween movies. So yeah. So as all of you know, if you watch my 45 facts about me, that my parents are very they know a lot of things like in the 80s. They love music and movies also, any kind of movies from 70s to 80s. So they kind of influenced me. So that's what happened to me while growing up. So these are the lists that I have watched while glowing. Wow, I'm glowing. So the list in here are some of my movies that I watched while growing up, and some others that I've watched recently. Like I just watched this a few months or weeks ago. Like, yeah, you get what I mean. So like I said earlier, it's very hard to put them by section. So I have, so as you can see, my favorite Halloween movies. So let's start. So I have 1930 to 1980. So this section is gonna be called as classic movies. Yes. And let's get started on to that part. The section, the part 1 of my favorite Halloween movies. So first up, we have Dracula, 1931. Yes, if you love golden age of Hollywood, like very old vintage kind of stuff, so this is the type of movie that you wanted. So yeah, I really recommend this movie because the cinematography and the acting of Bela Lugosi, yeah, I almost wrongly pronounced his name, but yes, he is very, very popular in the 1930s because I think he is very, very well known as the king of horrors. So yeah, I love the movie. I think I watched this just last year, so I highly recommend this because I love it so much. It's so freaking.
No, this is no dream.
Oh my god, I can't even.
Dracula,
And also, I think the character in Dracula in that movie, I think that Dracula is inspired by the Sesame Street, the puppet count who loves to count. So, yeah, I think that character in that movie in the Dracula 1931 is inspired puppet. So, yeah, I kind of see the resemblance. So, yeah. I'm going to do this very, very quickly because I have a lot of lists to talk about. So I'm not going to spoil. I'm not that kind of person. No, I'm not going to spoil. I'm just gonna share some very, very interesting and makes you wanna watch the movie like now. So yeah. So the second one is House of Wax, and it's 1953. So it's by Vincent Price, and I also watched this just last year, and I think it's my very first movie that I've watched from Vincent Price that he was kind of young, because I've watched him in Edward Scissorhands, which is like his final work, because in 1993 he passed away. And you're gonna hate me for this, guys, because I just discovered that Vincent Price is the one who rapped in Michael Jackson's Thriller. Oh my god, I'm such disgrace. So I really, really recommend this movie also because the Dracula 1931, I love the cinematography and the character of Vincent Price in there, and the one of the wax statues in there, one of the victims of Vincent Price in there is Carolyn Jones. Do you know what Carolyn Jones is? Carolyn Jones is the original Morticia Addams in the Addams Family from 1960s. So yeah, while I was researching that movie, oh my good lord. And for 1960 is Psycho. If you don't watch Psycho in Halloween, oh my god, you're gonna be doomed for Norman Bates. So yeah, I really, really love this movie because it's just acting. You know, there are like no other effects in there. It's just the cinematography. All of the movie, I mean, all about that movie is so freaking iconic. Like the shower scene. So yeah, highly recommend. Yes, amen. Alfred Hitchcock knows what's up. Yes, I love it. And for 1984, The Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes. Ah! The Nightmare on Elm Street is one of my childhood. Like I've watched this. I was a kid. Like I mean, I don't know, like 6 or 7 years old. And this was my nightmare, like on the name by itself of the movie. Because my parents own a CD of this where all of the horror movies in that one CD, and the cover is Freddy, oh my, Freddy Krueger's face. So I really, really love this movie because it's so freaking amazing. I love it. And for all the people who didn't know that Johnny Depp is in that movie. He is in there. Like even me, even I know from my heart that I watched Johnny Depp movies while I was growing up, and I didn't even notice that he was in there. Like for real. I think that is his first movie. Yes, that is his first movie ever. His film debut. Yeah, I really love this movie so much because the effects and the oh my gosh, uh, it's just a bunch of teenagers and they keep dreaming and dreaming about the same guy who hunts them while they're sleeping. So you you name it. I mean, staying awake because when they get fall asleep, Freddy Krueger is coming to get you. Yeah. And also who and also the creator of this movie is very genius. Like wow, so clever. And for my mom's favorite movie of all time, like I've always heard her talking about Halloween, the part 1, 1978. And few days ago, like I think 2 days ago, yeah, we watched the Halloween part 2. It's also good. I recommend that one also. So Halloween 1978. Yes. Woo! There are no words at all. And for those who are really flinch so fast, like I think I flinched 2 times in that movie. I was like like that. So that is my warning for you guys. If you're gonna watch this movie, I swear to God, there are a lot of jump scares in this movie, and also the camera angles where you see Michael Myers in. Oh my God!
I think he'll come back.
Wow! And I have a picture of Michael Myers who cosplayed from my Halloween 2017 while I dressed up as Pennywise. That costume is so iconic, like wow, amen. And for 1980 is The Shining from Stephen King, and The Psycho 1960 and The Nightmare on Elm Street 1984, and The Shining 1980 is one of my childhood films that I watched while growing up. So yeah, so this movie is kinda it will leave you disturbed by the ending because that's how I remember it. It leaves you this feeling like so very unsettling. Yeah. And Jack Nicholson is very amazing actor. I loved his performance in a lot of movies that I watched, like The Batman from Tim Burton, 1989. He is so good at portraying Joker in that movie, and yeah, I love this movie so much. And I watched the behind the scenes of this where he axed the door, where the iconic scenes like the "Here's Johnny," he was like warming up, so like getting into character. So wow, I've seen that footage, is cherry on top. Amen. And for another Stephen King movie is from yes, Carrie 1976. And for those who don't know, John Travolta is in this movie. Yes, he is in this movie. I remember watching it. I was a kid and I watched Grease. Oh my God, the very iconic music of all musical of all time. I love that movie with all my heart and soul. Yes, I watched it 1,000 times. That movie is golden. You cannot fight with me because that is facts. Yes. So yeah. Anyways, Carrie is very very relatable to me because I think she's a introvert in a school, and she is so hard to fit in with the school, and she is struggling. She gets so pressured. So yeah, my favorite part in there, like the prom scene, where I'm not going to spoil it, but I love that movie with all my heart. Yes. Amen. And for 1984 is Ghostbusters. And yes, this is my childhood also. I watched this. Really, 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 really Halloweeny movie. Yes. And it's also the 80s, so it's very, very good. So yeah, all I can say is this movie is so freaking wow. Very, very amazing. And the movie was so iconic. The cast from Stranger Things in a episode in, I think they're in a Halloween, they wear costumes from the Ghostbusters. So yeah, that this movie is how iconic it was. And okay, so for 1987, The Lost Boys. This one is also a vampire. I love vampires, yes. And I remember that I've seen Kiefer Sutherland's face in a vampire transformation where he is on the tree and the light comes up in on his face, and I was so shook while seeing that movie because I didn't know that picture is from that movie, because I've seen a lot of pictures of him on that scene and I didn't know it was a movie. And I think it's the iconic part of the movie, like the signature type. I mean the signature, the trademark of the movie is that part. So yeah, I love this movie also because the transformation is so freaking cool, and yeah, and it's also very very badass. Like the costumes are so freaking I love it. And it's also because it's 80s, so that's why the styles in there are so on point. Okay, for 1978, so this one is not a horror themed kind of movie. So for those who don't like jump scares or very very scary kind of movies that you don't want to get very scared, and but you also wanted some mystery and keep you questioning and figuring out the movie, who is the suspect of the what's happening on the story, and you want to have that kind of feeling that you get very anxious. I think that's the explanation that I'm going for. And this is The Dead on the Nile, and it's from Agatha Christie's novel. Yeah. So this one is very very amazing, and this is as for now my kind of movies today that I really really love to watch is more on mystery and like a solving a case, because it's very very interesting, because you don't know who is the one who killed this or that, or who steal or murdered somebody. So yeah, so if you want that kind of movie, this is the one for you. I highly recommend it. And Olivia Hussey is in there, so that's why I watched this, because of her. And I recently watched this in summer, in April, just this year, April 2020, and I love the ending so much. It will leave you shocked, like for real. It will leave you like, oh my god. It will leave you so shocked. And yeah, and also this is going to be remaked, and Gal Gadot and oh my god, there are a lot of famous actors and actresses or who are gonna be star on that remake, but all I can remember is Gal Gadot is gonna be in that movie. So I'm very very excited to see the remake. But for me, you have to watch the original first, because you will gonna love it. Mia Farrow is in there also, and I love her performance in there. Is so freaking amazing. I love her expression in there. So, and Angela Lansbury's in there. She is the one who voiced Mrs. Potts and Beauty and the Beast. And for 1983, The Dead Zone. Oh my gosh, me and my mom recently watched this movie, like, 2 weeks ago. I very highly recommend it. And it's from Stephen King also. I love Stephen King. Like, you can't get wrong with Stephen King. I love his novels so much, and I think it's because I watched his movies while growing up, and my mom loves it also. She is the one who introduced me to films like Carrie and The Shining. So yeah, and Halloween also. And The Dead Zone is a man, and that man is Christopher Walken. Oh my god. And he get into a accident, and then he woke up in a coma, and he just suddenly have these powers of telepathic powers, and he can also see the future, and he can also change the future. So if you love that kind of movie, I really really recommend that to you. And I think it's more on, it's not horror because it's not so scary, but I love the soundtrack of that movie, the music score, music original score. It will give you anxiety, because he will just have this powers just pop out before your eyes. So yeah, really really recommend it. And for 1988, it's Beetlejuice. Yes, another film by Tim Burton. I love this movie, and it's also my childhood. I watched this I was a kid, and I can't believe that Michael Keaton is the one who played Beetlejuice in that movie, because I really really can't recognize him. I love that movie, and Winona Ryder is in there also. I love Winona Ryder, and yeah, and you can never disappointed by Tim Burton. I mean, his works are so freaking amazing. Like, let's start it off with Edward Scissorhands. Like, girl, Rosemary's Baby, and I think it's 1960s. I forgot to list down what year is it, but I'm going to put the year and the name of the movie also. Rosemary's Baby is played, it stars with Mia Farrow. And I love that movie because it will leave you this feeling, because that the baby, you will never see his face. You will never get to see his face, and it will make you really really scared because you don't know what he looks like. You will never know what he looks like, and that will give you more eerie kind of feeling. So I love that movie, and let's not forget how creepy the soundtrack is when you watch that movie. And the first thing that you will going to hear is the most creepy sound ever. It will leave you, it will leave into your head.